Liverpool will be in the Champions League then, finishing 5th next season. Stevie.
What?
What do you want to say?
I'm glad the season's over. That's what I want to say.
Oh, nice scenes, wasn't it, at Anfield?
Yeah. Yeah, well, to be honest, I'd like to go back to where Frank started when he was talking about Spurs. You know,
Right, you were talking about Spurs celebrating. And he didn't like it.
If I was at Anfield today, I would like to have gotten off the field pretty quick. You know, going around looking for cheers and claps from the crowd after the season Liverpool have had. I would have been on and off as quickly as possible.
But I think for someone like Salah, it's
Robertson and Salah.
Well, for Robertson and Salah, yeah, but just for the rest, for everybody else, thank you and get off. No, there's nothing for the majority of Liverpool players. There's nothing to celebrate on the last day of the season.
I don't think they were necessarily celebrating, were they? They were saying goodbye to two members of a team who have been so key in this.
I'm sure those two guys.
I mean, I know, I get it, but I just think it's overdone. Everything's overcooked. I mean, we're going around the leagues and everybody's crying and all kinds of... I mean, it's like, really? Honestly? I mean, I thought it was raining in Manchester with Man City's game as well. Everybody crying and...
It's just emotion. Nice people to be able to express their emotions, say goodbye to someone like Salah, who's spent a long time after the full-time whistle signing autographs, taking selfies. Nice moment with his family on the pitch.
Yeah, I get that, but as I said, the majority. Thanks very much. Give them a wave and get off.
I'm sure they got
There's nothing to celebrate if you're a Liverpool player.
I don't think anyone was celebrating. I don't know where you're getting this wrong.
I'm sure they got a great reception. Those two. You know, everybody talks about Mo Salah, and rightly so. He's, you know, what he's done at Liverpool. But there's been lots of players who've done lots of things at Liverpool. But you know, not just because he's Scottish, but like say Andy Robertson, you know, comes from Dundee United down to Hull, signs for Liverpool. Probably people are going, who the hell? And puts in some of the most magnificent performances, the energy, the drive, the work rate, the ability to get down and almost be a left back and a left winger, which he hasn't been able to do in the last year or two, and that's understandable. Yeah. But those things, and I'm sure they don't go unnoticed from the Liverpool fans, but you don't kind of get the same headlines as a Van Dijk or a Salah or somebody like that. But he's been, and he's proven, along with, in a sense, Trent Alexander-Arnold in a different sense, more from a footballing perspective. But Andy Robertson has proven, and has proven thus far, that he's going to be a difficult egg to replace because of what he brought to that team. And he always seems to have been very humble about it. And he too, I'm sure, has been disappointed a lot of times this season that A, he's not been in the team, and B, basically he was replaced in the summer. Whereas Mo Salah wasn't. Mo Salah had his opportunity to go out on a high at Liverpool, and he wasn't able to pull it off. And yet he seems to be the one that's been a little bit more, I don't know if bitter's the right word, but a little bit more perturbed by what's been going on at Liverpool. Whereas, you know, with all due respect, Robertson was replaced in the summer and spent half the season on the bench, and has taken it more on the chin, which I think is a more professional way to have accepted what your fate is at this club.
The ending may not have been as the club or Salah wanted, but boy, when people look back at the impact he has made at this club, he is in that conversation with your Kenny Dalglish, with your Steven Gerrard, given the contribution and the success that he's brought.
Oh, no question about it. You know, Liverpool as a club have had so many fantastic players. And what you said is correct. He has now pushed himself for what he's done over the last 9 years into the realms of one of the greats. And that's saying something, considering the amount of great players Liverpool have had. But yeah, I'm still a little upset that he spoiled it. But what you just said is absolutely spot on. He has been absolutely magnificent for Liverpool.
And where are we with it? Sorry, can I just, because I was away last week. Where are we with the manager and Alonso going to Chelsea? Because sorry, go on. Would you want to go somewhere else?
No, I just wanted to talk a little bit more about Salah, because we've been quite negative about him over the last few weeks. But
how much more can we say about
I just want to go to Frank and make the point that this is a player that Chelsea got rid of that Chelsea didn't see this sort of potential.
What's that got to do with it? Because they got rid of Kevin De Bruyne as well.
You say waxing lyrical about Andy Robertson and the impact that he's made, but he will not be in the same conversation when it comes to Liverpool legends.
No, because he's a left back.
Mo Salah.
He's a left
back.
back.
Yeah, but I still think we still got to give him his due. Because I think it's fair. I think it's fair that Mo Salah has left this club.
1 second. We're giving who his due?
Mo Salah.
We've every Tom, Dick and Harry's given Mo Salah his due.
But I think
Stevie was negative about it because he didn't like the tone of the statement he made last week.
Which is completely fair, which is something we've discussed.
Well, everybody else has given him
the last few days.
Have you heard anybody sit here and not give Mo Salah his due for what he has achieved at that football club?
I completely get that.
The criticism is
but
by
we've
his
talked about Salah, we've talked about Slot, we've talked about social media over the last few days.
So what?
This is a new chapter because we're saying goodbye to Mo Salah. And my point is, as you made the point, when Andy Robertson came from Hull, when Mo Salah came after Chelsea and what he did...
He came from Roma.
Yes, but not with great fanfare. No one expected this at all.
No, I'm not comparing. No, you're right. I'm not comparing and contrasting, coming from Dundee United and Hull and Chelsea and Roma and wherever he was, right? I'm not contrasting. All I'm saying is, I think certain things have been handled a little better by others. And I think that's probably because Mo Salah's been where he's been, up here. So he's taken it harder. But you're absolutely right. Now, nobody thought De Bruyne was going to come in at City from Wolfsburg because they knew he was a very good player, but nobody expected his impact. And you're right, nobody expected that impact from Mo Salah. But I do take what Stevie's saying in a sense that it's not going to diminish what he achieved at Liverpool because the stats and the numbers are amazing. But I think it is more than slightly disappointing the way that he's been unable to handle basically a semi-rejection. And the issue I have with that, the only issue I have with it, that it's been in his hands.
He's the one that's taking the edge off it.
Well, but in a sense that Arne Slot, whether you agree he should still be there or not, he gave him once again this platform. Liverpool gave him this huge salary, as they did Van Dijk, who hasn't been great, and I know Frank has mentioned that many times, certainly this year. They gave him the money and the platform to go out on a high, and this was on him, Mo Salah, to take that, and he wasn't able to do with it. So why he was upset with the manager and others, because he was being left out of the team, and he felt the need he had to make statements, because he wasn't dropped at the start of the season. He wasn't replaced by another wide man. He had that opportunity of his own accord to go out on a high, and he failed because he wasn't playing well enough. And unfortunately, he had a manager who had to make some decisions, and he's not handled that. That's the only issue I have.
But I think history will quickly forget that.
Yeah, but they will.
I think that will be forgotten.
But right now,
I agree.
But right now, when he should have everybody talking about him the way you were talking about him. He should have everybody talking about that right now. But what he's done is he's taken the edge off it. And people like myself and other Liverpool fans and supporters who
I thought you were going to say greats.
Legends. He has put that in your brain where you can't. Right now, it's very difficult.
It won't stay in your brain for long, Stevie.
No, I'm not. But I'm not talking about. I'm talking about right now.
Right.
That's why it's hard to come out with all the gush and all the other stuff, because he's the one that's put the spanner in the works. And you're right. In 6 months' time, we'll be looking back. When Liverpool are struggling to score goals and they might not have signed a great guy in the wide right-hand position, we'll all be going, God, we could do with Mo Salah and how great was he and all the goals. And then you think, oh my, look at all the goals he's got. That's what we should be doing now. But it's hard to do that because he's the one that came out and said what he said and took the edge off it for himself. So he's actually spoiled it for himself.
Frank, who would have thought that Mo Salah at Chelsea would turn into the Premier League legend that he has?
You're such a stubborn person, keeping your question, Nobody, but like Kevin De Bruyne, that's football. Sometimes, you need something else, maybe more experience, more freedom, teammates as well, and a tactic to make you better. And it's what happened to Mo Salah, and that was amazing. Yes, the exit is not very nice. Because of what he said, but within like 6 months, maybe a year, maybe 10 years, people will remember him as the best of the best, and he deserved that. He really deserved that like Robertson. I think the guy with Jurgen Klopp, with Trent Alexander-Arnold, they were the two best wing-backs of the world because of their crosses, because of what they were bringing to the football. So those people are going to be remembered, and because Mo Salah is a forward player, he's going to be more remembered than the others because of the positioning that he had. But I want to forget about the past months, let's say, or 2 months of what he said in the medias, and just want to remember the excellency of that player. And he's been fantastic for Liverpool, good for them. He should have kept silence like Bernardo Silva. And we're going to talk about the House of God. I don't know if we're going to talk about Manchester City. I can really love House of God, when I see that, and we're going to talk later. But I don't know. I'm with Stevie. With the season that Liverpool players had, I guess stay simple. Don't stay too much. Not too long on the field.
He was he was magnificent. But what he couldn't accept was, unfortunately for him, and he had a little spat with Jurgen Klopp in the end. Ironically, it was at West Ham, and he didn't take that very well when Klopp dropped him that day, and he sort of ran his mouth to some reporters. So he didn't accept the rejection very well, which none of us do. Some of us get rejected a bit more often than others. But rejection sometimes hard to accept. And what he couldn't accept in the second half of the season, or certainly coming up to around the Christmas point, was that there was a manager under pressure and there was a player in himself that was no longer an automatic selection in the team. And I think to go from where he was to almost been talked about as being dropped, in a Thursday or Friday press conference, that was hard for him to stomach. And if we're being honest about it, he didn't take it too well.